Hello, YouTube. It's me, John Avenger, once again, and welcome to another live commentary. This one I did a day early because, tomorrow I'm going to be working at home. It's of the 1990 action comedy Loose Cannons. Yeah, this is a early 90s film that I've only seen once. I want to rewatch it with you guys if you'll have me. And it's only about 94 minutes long, so it's pretty short. And I wanted to finally rewatch this movie because it's been a couple years. So let's do this. Wait, hold on. I gotta lower the volume because the volume is too loud. Is that horse or a Pegasus running in front of the camera? That's the TriStar Pictures logo. I remember that. I haven't seen this movie in a long time. It came out when I was a kiddo, so, and it's an R-rated film, like most of these early action movies and action comedies. John Avenger fan 2021. Hey, a new person. What's up? And there's some good actors in this movie too. Much obliged for using my name, just changing it to. There's a late great Dom DeLuise. I miss him every day, man. So funny, what a legendary actor, Hold on. Pause it. I gotta lower the heat. It's too cold in here. It's too hot. There we go. Much better. It was getting too hot in here. Yeah. Hopefully, Little Sim doesn't bother me in this podcast because I really don't want to hear it. I saw one of your live streams. A dude named Little Sim was bothering you. Yeah, he was bothering me. Every podcast he shows up here and he just says stupid things. He's an annoying little prick, and I don't want him on my podcast anymore. If he shows up, I'm going to block him because I don't need it. Robert Roski, he also passed away. And this movie's widescreen. It's not full screen like some of the movies I've seen. It's an underrated movie. I don't think it's Dan Aykroyd's worst. He's done worse than this. He was in the remake of Ghostbusters. There's a severed head. Harry Potter is the production designer. Not Harry Potter, Harry Potter with an L-E. Weird, right? Good stunt work. Oh, so they're Germans. What if the MCU made a movie called Woman Power with Black Widow and Captain Marvel? Well, they don't have Scarlett Johansson anymore, but that would have been amazing. Aaron Spelling produced this. Yeah, he's the late, great Aaron Spelling, Tori Spelling's father. Bob Clark, the same director of A Christmas Story. A semi-automatic gun. Washington, D.C., yeah? The heart of democracy. Like in Die Hard 2. Here's retired actor Gene Hackman. We still have him. He's about 90 years old now, but hang in there, man. You know what? Yeah, pumpity hump. Some people are just too loud for. I know. I know. I used to live in an apartment. Whoopee whoopee! David Allen Greer. Yeah, he's a good actor. I first saw him in Jumanji, the original, back in 1995. Sim kept saying Michelle Jones. Again, I want to talk about her. Unless you're talking about No Way Home, which I'm going to do a podcast for eventually. And this is Gene Hackman not playing a villain, so it was something different. And one of his first film roles was a cop. He was, Popeye Doyle in French Connection. While this movie's not as good as French Connection, it's good to see him play something other than Lex Luthor. I heard the Little Sim said that he understands that you don't want to be bothered. I don't want to be bothered. I don't want to be bothered by anybody, no matter who it is. I don't care what your username is. If you bother me, if you keep talking crap, you're blocked, period. No matter who you are, no matter what person you are. I already went through enough last night not having a Wi-Fi. My Wi-Fi was having issues. And I want to do this now before I have another relapse. Excuse me. At least I ate an early brunch. I had some bread. It's still cold outside. It's like in the 40s. Redskins. Yeah, again, they said, oh, that's racist. Again, different time, guys. I already know what that means. Mm-hmm. That's a classic car, yeah. No, he's a loony bin. He has schizo. He has a multiple personality disorder. Basically James McAvoy in Split, except without the Shyamalan twist. Why? Did you know that Michael Jackson was going to play Spider-Man instead of Tobey Maguire? No. Continuity. Hey, Jonathan. What's up, Phil? What's up, Josh? You just made it. We're about 10 minutes into the movie. Aykroyd hasn't showed up yet, but he just goes completely nuts in this movie. Like whenever he's in stressful situations, he grabs his head and he just goes nuts. He loses his mind. He becomes like a split personality. He does the Cowardly Lion and Popeye and Star Trek. Yeah, it's just like his brain is like a human movie channel. a convent or a monastery, convents for nuns. There he is. And this kind of throws you off. You think that he's a peaceful man. No, he just goes nuts. And Dan Aykroyd does have Asperger's, which is, he's his brain's a little. That's why he writes weird scripts. But he's still a very talented actor. Want to meet him one day. I hope I do before he passes away. Episode, yeah, fragmented episode. Yeah, that's a hint of that. He's just gonna go completely crazy. And it's Dan Aykroyd, and he acts like a cartoon here. But hey, nothing but trouble came out a year. It's for Sony to decide, not Little Sims. Exactly. And Sony's not going to greenlit a female character that nobody knows about. Michelle Jones was made up for these new movies because she's not Mary Jane, she's not Gwen Stacy, and she's not freaking Liz Allen, who they already put in the first in Homecoming. So if she's not a continuity character like Miles, who's going to get his part soon, we already know that's happening. I mean, the last movie made $1 billion. Even though Into the Spider-Verse did not make $1 billion, it still clicked with audiences, and it's getting its sequel coming out in October. It's not going to get pushed because DC pushed everything, and I'm pissed off at that. They pushed everything. Shazam, freaking Black Adam, The Flash, Aquaman 2, they all got pushed either to later this year or at the end or in 2023. It's pathetic. Have a fragmented episode, that's putting it lightly. Hey, look, a kitty. That makes no sense. It's a real cat too. It's not CGI. Shamik Moore is the best Miles. Nobody can top him. Yeah, but he's not going to be the live action Miles because he's too old. He can voice Miles until he's 30, but he can't be Miles live action because he's old. He's about the same age as Tom Holland. He has to be younger than Tom Holland because Miles is supposed to be younger than Peter. Oof, decapitation. It's a good kitty. Yeah, I can't pet a cat. I'm allergic to cats. Yeah. Yep. He's a Looney Tune in this movie. Trust me. A lot of people I know that have issues. I have ADHD. It's not the same thing as mental illness. It's a disorder, not a mental illness. Could Little Sim get a second chance to redeem himself? Unless he shuts up. It's not going to be right now because I want to do this podcast without, having 100 comments about Michelle Jones or whatever. I don't have time for nonsense. Wow, that's dark. Oh, I thought he said a gorilla was murdered. I'm like, that's mean, but no, they're not going to harm an animal in this movie. Him going brrr, brrr, motorboating, yeah. We should have known that was a sign of things to come. I saw the trailer for this and I was laughing my ass off because I saw Dan Aykroyd acting like a cartoon and I was like, yeah, I didn't know what schizophrenia was back then. where people don't know what they are. You know, that their minds. That's how Deadpool is in the comics, but they couldn't do that in the movie because then it wouldn't make any sense for the tone. That's why I'm not worried about Gwenpool because she's not crazy, Josh. She can be normal. She just throws you off because she's not Gwen Stacy's, alter ego Spider Gwen or Ghost Spider. She's a little out there, but that's fine. Are you going to rent on Out of the Shadows? That's going to be in a couple of days. I need a break. Let's face it. Some of the greatest comedians are off their nuts, off their rocker. I mean, even the late Robin Williams was, you can tell he was, out there. Jim Carrey, same thing. No one is actually normal because you think you're normal and then you crack after being in the house for 2 years during isolation. Yeah, that made every one of my family members get a little loose. Think about that. 2 years stuck in a house. What do you think? Babies don't care. They don't know what's going on. But people that have rhyme and reason, like me, knows that isolation was not good for me. Not this much isolation. That's why I do these podcasts so I can stay sane. Does this movie have any ladies? Yeah, Nancy Travis she's pretty attractive, and there's also a black woman in the movie as well. I forgot her name. M. Markinson or something like that. Empatha Markinson, something like that. She's a black woman. She's a very highly respected TV actress. There's no main female characters; they're just side characters. So this is not meant for International Women's Month. I can do another movie next week with a female lead. Look at Jane Agnes. And it's funny because both of them also did Ants in 1998, which was a huge hit, and it was mostly critically well received. It came out the same year as A Bug's Life, and they both did voices in that movie, even though they were separate characters. Thoughts on Mila Kunis? She's fine. This scene is a little bit too long. I think you could have trimmed the scene to 2 minutes. The movie's not too long. You could have trimmed a few scenes here and there. You are right that Gwenpool doesn't scare me off. I did leave comments on your pictures. Well, I haven't read them because I had Wi-Fi troubles yesterday. She's not scary. She wears pink and white, and she's sexy. She can be sexy in a way. I'm not going to write Honey Pot like that. She's not going to have mental issues. She's going to be a very normal, feminine, beautiful chick played by Caitlin Dever. That's my only choice because it would be either her or Zoe Dosh. What? What's worse, Black Widow or Venom? Venom is still worse because I can't see that again. What ruined Black Widow for me was Yelena because she didn't get a nomination for KCA either. Why? Because she's bad. Because kids don't know who Florence Binto is. The scene in the bar is when he just goes nuts. He becomes a cartoon character, and I'm like, yeah, this is a cartoon. Like, but it knows what it is. At least he has a personality, even though it's like several. I know this guy. That he was Commissioner Geist in the later seasons of Family Matters. Nine Lives. That's cat food. It's like in the Predator. So Sony tried to make an Aunt May movie, yeah, but it fell through because it wasn't going to work. Female leads only can work if they have a fan base, a big fan base. No, cigarettes are bad for you. Yeah, of course it makes your lungs hurt. It's bad for you. Carcinogens in your body, even vaping is bad. Yeah, it is. Every time someone puts a cigarette on the ground, I step on it. I don't want to breathe that disgusting carcinogen in a stick. It's cancer in a stick. That's why I don't want it. It's not cool to go and then your lungs are damaged. Or you have your insides take, Yep, a cat. At least Gene Hackman had a long career. What do you prefer, Suicide Squad? 2021 was better, but it still had a lot of problems. People think it's a great movie. No, it's got the same issues I had with Peacemaker. James Gunn thinks a bunch of F-bombs makes a good movie. No. Gwenpool has a nice suit. I'll say it wholeheartedly without hesitation. Yeah, exactly. Guys do DeviantArt of her all the time because they are attracted to her. She knows what she is. Gwenpool is not like, I'm a transgender or non-binary. No, she's all female. Weird, yeah, but not it's all female. You got kitty litter on him. Ragtime music. I was gonna do Charlie. I was gonna do a Charlie's Angels movie, but I have to hear the commentaries first because they both have them. The first movie has a commentary from McGee, and then the second one has, I think, two commentaries. There she is, black woman, one of the cops. She was really young here because this was like over 30 years ago. Rumors saying that Avengers 5 will come out in 2023. No, it won't. It won't because we can't even get Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania until next year. And there's not enough characters to put in an Avengers movie right now. We got to wait till the X-Men and the Fantastic Four show up. Yeah, woman doesn't come into the movie about until 20 minutes into the film. I'm getting hot. I'm going to shut the heat off for now. Pause this for a second. It's just for a few seconds because it's just too hot in here. I don't want the computer shut off. Plus, I can hear the movie better with the heat off. It's cold outside. I'll put the heat back on later when I take a nap. Let's continue. S&M Club, yeah. You know what that is. Yes. Wilson has jitters. He believes everything is real and he wants to tell his friends about it. Yeah, because he's a kiddo. Teenagers are kiddos if they're under 18. Sorry, you are. Some of you are not even legal to drink yet. So how you gonna talk sense on a freaking podcast for adults? It's not for kids. No, he's not. When people hear the voices in their head, yeah. Yeah, you saw he had Dole. They have Dole whips. Yep, here we go. This is when he goes cartoon. He goes Looney Tunes on us. Tits. You won't be caught me being dead. You won't caught me dead in a place like that. Mm-mm. I can find a good woman elsewhere. If you if you do a live commentary on an animated film, maybe kids can come. No, because my channel is not meant for children. I don't have kids, so I'm not doing this for kids. There's Dom DeLuise. He would have been a great Mario. This is like the scene from French Connection. If it was done to with a person that was off his rocker. Yeah, this is when he gets nuts. Yep, yep. They're beating him up, and that. Yep, here it comes. Here it comes, and he's like, yep. He has a episode. Trust me, I've dealt with this. I have an autistic uncle. Was he the Undertaker? Yeah. What are you? What are you, Harry Potter? Like, oh my god, this is cringe. Thoughts on Fairly Odd Parents? The cartoon was good until they added too many characters. Man. And Dan Aykroyd, yeah, he's off his rocker. I would love to see the Double Toasted to see this movie because, they think that nothing trouble is. Oh my god, punch him. Yep, yep. It's like his brain is changing channels. Nah, that was cool. Yeah, and Dan Aykroyd is embarrassed by this movie. Trust me, Dan, you've done worse than this. You said yes to the remake of Ghostbusters, and he had one scene in that movie. So, trust me, a lot of people act like cartoon characters. Yeah, it just cracks me up because he's. Are you going to see Across the Spider Verse? Of course I am. It's one of the only Spider-Man movies this year. Yep. Trust me, the human mind is a complicated thing. And when the wirings are screwed up, yeah, you're like, "Buh." I mean, look at the movie Music last year. Why do you think Josh was offended? Because they treated mental illness in that movie like it was a cartoon. Yep. Oh yes. Yep. He did like four. Yeah. No, you are crazy, dude. Anybody that has schizophrenia or is they have a split personality, yeah, they're off their rocker. I mean, half of the industry does. Why? Because they use drugs. Yeah, the thing with the him doing Yeah, he was such a talented actor, man. And his kids are very talented. Peter DeLuise and David DeLuise, really talented guys. So they have their father's, they're continuing their father's work. Yeah, I miss him a lot, man. Every time I see him in a movie, I get teary eyed because I'm like, he was such a sweet man and so good. Even he was good even in the worst. Hey, Jay Shads, you just made it. Yeah, he was a great voice actor, and we miss him. We all miss him. Cinema. Cinema goers like myself love Dom DeLuise. I grew up with hearing his voice in a lot of Don Bluth cartoons. Uh oh. Yep, he's gonna lose it again. What do you hate about Rio? It wasn't funny. It had good animation, but it was annoying and it wasn't funny. Man, they have a freaking bazooka. The action in this movie is also pretty underrated. I think it's not a Die Hard, but it's a lot better than a Michael Bay movie where he has to make a movie 2.5 hours. Had a great birthday. I'm glad to hear it, Jay Shads. I wished you a happy birthday. You're Jalen Parson, right? Or Pearson? Here he goes. Yep. He does the Undertaker and then he becomes a cartoon character. Yeah. Trust me, I had to deal with a lot of people that are clearly. Sometimes when I'm high on sugar, I'm like 10 different people because I'm hyperactive. Yeah, put him up. Ooh. And trust me, this is a lot funnier than any parody movie we got in like a decade. Are you going to do a live commentary for Bad Boys 3? I already did. Look it up on my channel. I did the first two last month. That's me on Facebook. And thanks for the birthday wish. You're welcome, J.H. Shads. Because, like I said, anytime I get a notification in the corner, it says to whose birthday it is, and I wish them a happy birthday. Even if they're people I just met a year ago. Oh, Mick Foley. Yeah. Yeah. Is he crazy? Yeah, he is. Thoughts on Peter Rabbit films? I haven't seen them because the first one has the hobo, and the second one was one of the writers that did Eternals. Yeah, thanks for that. You freaking idiot. Hey, Spider Man. What's up? Cops and robbers. Yeah. Uh, he's doing a good spot on Shatner. Trust me, I was not the biggest fan of Zachary Quinto playing Spock. A gay actor playing Spock, yeah, he did what he could, but when he came out, I was like, really? The guy from Heroes had to come out. Are you doing a rent of Wild Wild West? I haven't done Wild Wild West. I gotta go. See you. Bye. Yep, he's just like 18 different personalities in this movie. And I haven't seen this movie in so long, man. It Trust me, half of these people that do these crazy stunts, like Tom Cruise, is out of his mind. What do you think was the worst voice actor in Rio? Jermaine Clement. He's so annoying in that movie. Good God. He plays the white cockatoo in the movie. A warp speed. Seriously, he's so annoying. Dan Aykroyd in Ghostbusters. Yeah, he's in this movie. This is what he did after Ghostbusters 2. He had a string of flops. This and North and Nothing But Trouble. But he still is committed. Like when he's committed, he could tell. Yeah, you're like he's like 18 characters. He's not ready. Yeah, he's ready for the Arkham Asylum. That is good. That is Commissioner Guys. Yeah. Wow, what was this terrible? Yeah, I heard it's a bunch of gay jokes and sex jokes and disgusting, racist jokes. Yeah, it's not funny, guys. I saw the double toasted of it 2 years ago, and I was laughing more at their reactions to it than the movie itself because it's so racist. Like, you know, no, he's not. Anybody that's mentally unstable can't be a cop. Yeah, narcotics. Yeah, you know what that does to your brain? It makes you hear things. That's why I don't use drugs because I don't want to mess with my brain. Yeah, I do know those bastards. That's why I haven't seen Encanto because I just don't want to, guys. Turning Red came out on Disney Plus. I'm going to watch it later with my family. So, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Will Smith turned down The Matrix. I know, so he could do Wild Wild West. Yeah. Hey, voice actors have to be a little nuts because when you're doing like several different voices, like Mel Blanc, Frank Welker, Tara Strong, you have to be out there. You got to use your brain. You have to use your head to channel a character by with just using your voice and not your face. Yeah. This Yeah, he was doing several characters. Trust me, I played several characters. When I went to Comic Con, I was Olaf and I had to stay in character most of the time. Someone hugged me, some random person hugged me because he knows what Olaf is about. He likes warm hugs. Yeah, it feels a lot better here. It was too hot. Von Metz, Joymans. My favorite Tara Strong roles are Timmy Turner and Mary Jane. Which Mary Jane? I don't remember who she played. Which Mary Jane was it in the Ultimate Spider-Man or the Spectacular Spider-Man? Little Condition? No. It's not a condition. It's a mental illness. It's a disorder. A lot of people have it, especially in 2 years of isolation. I wouldn't be surprised if half of these influencers on YouTube have like multiple personality disorder because, yeah, there's a difference between playing a character and acting like a caricature. Big difference. There's Robert Prosky. Yeah, he was in Last Action Hero. Yeah, I miss him too. Yeah, the Nostalgia Critic called him Jim Art Carney. That wasn't Art Carney. Ultimate Spider-Man. Yeah, I haven't seen that. It's on Disney Plus. I want to try to watch it in the spring, see something different, something normal. Because man, I saw a lot of crazy stuff in the winter since December, and winter was so long. And don't forget, guys, this Sunday, wherever you live, you have to push your clocks forward. At Sunday at 2 o'clock in the morning, push your clock forward. Daylight savings time starts all over the world. So on Sunday, is that Tobin Bell? Because it looks just like him. I think that is Tobin Bell in a cameo. I want to play a game. Yeah, he did movies before he was a Jigsaw. I think that is him. It's either Tobin Bell or it's an actor that looks like him. I gotta check. Let me check my phone because I'm like Tobin Bell was acting in 1990 because I didn't know him until Jigsaw, until Saw came out, and I still haven't seen Saw. And he's a good actor. Like people say he's just Saw. No, he's a good actor. He's done other things too. He's got a really scary voice. Like before the villain in Scream, was big. He was Tobin Bell was around. I think that is him. They sound like the Germans from the first Die Hard, or the third Die Hard, which came out a few years after this. This is an underrated movie. I don't think it's horrible. Trust me, Aykroyd, you've done worse. You did North. You said yes to one of the unfunny, and that was just a cameo. And yet he was playing a Southern guy from Texas. Oh, I don't want to see that. Tobin Bell is a good actor. Yeah. Just his face is scary. I would be afraid to ask this guy to sign one of my DVDs. And no, I haven't seen Jigsaw or Spiral yet. So I've only seen the first two Saw sequels, 2 and 3. And they said that the Batman has a hint of Saw in it. With the Riddler is not a jokey, clown that wears green and a little hat. No, he's like a serial killer in that movie. Tape. Yeah, nobody uses tapes anymore. They use Spotify or YouTube Music or whatever, or iTunes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Trust me. When James McAvoy did like a bunch of different accents in the trailer for Split, I was laughing my ass off. I'm like, I was so not buying that. I wish Michael Keaton in the Batman that came out. Yeah. Yeah, I wish he was, but we have to wait till next year. Well, he's going to be in Batgirl. He's going to be in Batgirl at the end of the year, so that can't be delayed. It's on HBO Max. That should be interesting. Yeah, you got a dark skinned Latina to play Batgirl. I just hope this is not a mistake. I mean, she won't be worse than Alicia Silverstone, but loose cannons cast. Episode, yeah. We all have episodes, Dan. Robert Digman, Ronnie Cox, Robert Prosky, Leon Rippey. That was Tobin Bell. Yeah, he played Gerber. I knew that was him. I'm like, wow, Tobin Bell was so young in this movie because this was 30 years ago. I was. Maybe I like this because I like when actors just they go full Looney Tunes. Hey, it catches my attention. Okay, shut up already. Jeez. Oh my God. He's a cartoon character. Man, he makes Gollum look normal. I'm laughing my ass off, man. He's going, and you don't see anything. You just. They don't make movies like this anymore, man. That would have been interesting if someone like Liam Hemsworth could just cut loose and act crazy. I mean, that would be interesting instead of him being, being boring and everything. Yeah, he's a cartoon in this movie. Yeah, this is my favorite. This part makes me laugh harder than anything because you don't see Dan Aykroyd on screen. You just hear his voice through the walls, and he's like he's losing. Oh God, I wish every DC movie was like this. Like it had a sense of humor like this. Not Jesse Eisenberg in BVS. Oh God, no, that was too much. That was destroying a character's. That was Tobin Bell, so I was right. Yeah, there's Nancy Travis. Yeah, she comes late into the movie, about 47 minutes in. Yeah, he's a cartoon character in this movie. You just can't help but laugh because at least it's getting invested. He's like, "Die, die, 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 die." Oh God, this is funny, man. It's a lot funnier than a lot of comedies I saw last year because there were comedies I saw last year or animated films that I didn't laugh once. Even Jungle Cruise didn't make me laugh. I was like, it was laughably bad, the CGI and and also the accents and all that. There's Ronnie Cox from RoboCop, Last Action Hero. I mean, not Last Action Hero, Total Recall, the original. That's why with Harley Quinn, she didn't make me laugh because in the in Suicide Squad because she's pretending to be crazy, and I was so not buying it. I love this movie. Yeah, this movie's funny, man. It makes me laugh. Like him going, ah, 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 it gets me because as a kid, I love that. I watched Animaniacs and Tiny Toons as a kid, so you can only imagine the kind of sense of humor I found funny. That was Tobin Bell, so I was right about it. This is like if you took a little Lethal Weapon and you made either Riggs or Murtaugh nuts. But to be fair, Mel Gibson is a nut. So even in the first one, when he goes like, yeah, exactly. Most people that play cops in movies are off their rocker. Sometimes I can buy them. Check my package. It's supposed to come today. My Star Trek Nemesis DVD. I'm not spoiling the other thing I got. I'm going to show it in an update next week. On St. Patrick's Day, what if you were casting Harley Quinn? It would have been Anne Hathaway. She's a lot better actress than Margot, and she won an Oscar. It's not out for delivery yet, but let's see. The package, yeah, it arrived at the carrier facility. What if Tom Hardy was in that part you laughed at? No, he is laughable. There's a difference between being funny and trying to act like a cartoon in a movie that doesn't need it. Venom did not need to go Parasite. He's cracking jokes like he's Spider-Man. He's not Spider-Man. He's not Deadpool. If you put comedy in something that doesn't work, like Venom or The Predator, it feels forced. Here, it's a comedy, so it makes me laugh. Him acting like a cartoon character, put him on, put him on, like it makes me laugh. It fits the movie, even though it didn't. A lot of audiences were thrown off by that. I'm like, yeah, not a lot of comedies dealt with mental illness or mental disorders. Yeah, but in Venom, they were trying to make it a cartoon, and it did not fit the tone. Delete the. Mm-hmm. That's hilarious, man. Just when someone knows what they're in, like Jim Carrey and Sonic, he was not going to win an Oscar for that. He's like, I'm going to be completely loose because I haven't done that for a while. I'm like, yeah, that's what the audiences want to see. They want to see what the actors can do, not be boring. Yeah, there's Nancy Travis. She's not in the film that much though. She was doing 3 Men and a Little Lady, so she had reduced screen time here. Young Justice season 4 Phantom's return date confirmed. Trust me, when I'm at a Comic Con, I'm like, I see several different people. Spider-Man 3 is disappointing. I get it, but I can still watch it. It's just studio interference was what ruined that movie, not the actors. Yeah, she doesn't have a lot of dialogue in the movie either, but it's fine. I'm my lawyer. You're bluffing. Yeah. Yeah, this movie makes me laugh. It's like Dragnet. I thought Tom Hanks and Dan Aykroyd did a really good job together. I was surprised they didn't do a lot of other films together, like he did with Harold Ramis and Bill Murray. But man, it just he cracks me up. Like when Tom Hanks is singing, they're singing King was Sesses, that Christmas song King was Sesses on the feast of Stephen. When that song actually fits in the movie, and it made me smile. It was not a Christmas movie, but they sang it in the car, and it's pretty funny. When something makes me laugh, it makes me laugh. Sorry, but saying the F word every 2 seconds is not funny, James Gunn. The only one who could pull that off in Peacemaker is Peacemaker himself, John Cena. Everybody else just had to force it. The girl from the Orange is the New Black, and the dumb freaking Deadpool knockoff, and the British guy, and freaking what else his name? The guy with the beard. I like them, but he didn't need to say every 2 seconds. We get it. It's not for kids. This movie's not for kids either, but they don't say the F word every 2 seconds. They say it enough. You don't have to be a freaking Rob Zombie movie. If I get killed, I'm going to sue you guys. How? Someone else would have to sue him. Yeah, I really miss him, man. He's funny just for his voice makes me laugh. Birthdays in a box? No. Coca-Cola, yep, there's some product placement in the movie as well. Did you watch Easter eggs of Spider-Man 2? Which Easter eggs? The the extended cut that's on Blu-ray? Yeah, I've seen those. And also the Doctor Strange reference is perfect because Sam Raimi directed the new one. You saw the real thing, Coca-Cola. Yeah, there's product placement in the movie, but it's in the background. In a Michael Bay movie, they have to shove the product placement in your face. Like, you see the Bud Lights, you see the Oreo cookies. Yeah, they have to shove it in your face. I hate when they do that. When product placement is just shoved in your face. There's a good way of doing it, like in this movie, and then there's just like blatant. Also in Leonard Part 6, where Bill Cosby is like literally holding a Coke bottle to his face and prostituting himself. That's embarrassing. Nancy Travis. She has that beautiful curly late 80s, early 90s hair before Jennifer Aniston was a thing. Yeah. And they give Gene Hackman a lot of screen time in this movie. He's a good lead protagonist. And while Nancy Travis is not funny in this movie, she's just a female, character. This is mostly a guy's flick. That's a good stunt, man. Yeah, this movie's so underrated. It makes me laugh. I don't care what it got on Rotten Tomatoes or that it flopped, because there's movies that flop that are really funny. Yet there's movies that are not funny that make $1 billion or close to it. Well, no comedy has made $1 billion unless it was a Marvel or a DC movie. And it's in Washington, D.C. Again, same year as Die Hard 2. There's no CGI in this movie. I miss when movies were made, with some ambition. And Bob Clark, this is not his worst movie. This is the same director that later on did freaking, he did Baby Geniuses. Yeah, that's way worse than this. Hackman's best role is Lex Luthor. Yeah, he's a great Lex Luthor, except in Superman 4, because that's a movie's a joke. Yeah, this movie is funny. Like, if you've never seen this movie, you can find it on streaming in some places. I think it's on Hulu. Let me check. No, please don't do it, Gina. And you can find this on DVD and a lot of compilation discs. So I found this at the dollar store, and it's better than the other movie they gave me, which was Another You, which was sad to see because it was Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder's last film together, and it was sad. They were older, they could barely move. It wasn't funny. I don't think I laughed once. The only thing I remember in that movie was the woman in the movie, but other than that, it was just painful. Yeah, the movie's available to rent on YouTube, Google Play, Amazon Prime, and Vudu, which is to purchase. But it's available on streaming to rent, so or buy, depending on your taste. But I would say if you don't want to buy it, stream it. It's worth your time. At least Nancy Travis is not annoying. Binto tries to be funny, and every joke she did, I will give this film 100%. Yeah. Yeah, she plays a German in this movie. She's not German, though. It's her passport. Riva? That's my people. No, Dom DeLuise was Italian. He would have been a great Mario in the 80s. If it was him and some other actor like Danny Wells, I think they would have done well as Mario and Luigi in a movie before the 1993 film. Even though I enjoyed the 1993 film, I'm going to do a commentary for it in the summer because I just saw it with my family, and I'm like, I was laughing. I was laughing because it's so ridiculous, but I know there's things in that movie that will not be in the Chris Pratt version because he shouldn't be Mario. Why did they have to get a celebrity voice to do Mario? Charles Martinet is still alive. for crying out loud. He's been the voice of Mario for over 25 years, and now we got this guy, the idiot that played Star-Lord. Yeah, I don't know. Now Charlie Day as Luigi can work because we never heard him do. The only voice he did was the spaceman in the Lego movie, but he's not annoying. He was one of the more memorable parts of that movie. Nancy Travis put in the movie because they were complaining, oh, the movie doesn't have any women. Well, at least it has her halfway through the movie, but it's not, it's really a bros movie. Like buddy cop movies are usually watched by dudes. I know because I have friends that have watched Lethal Weapon and Cop and a Half and Rush Hour and what else? What was it called? The movie with us running scared from the 80s with the that's a good looking shot. Yeah, it's got the mountains and it's quiet. It's one of the few quiet scenes in the movie because the first hour of the movie was a cartoon. Like the first 45 minutes, it was just Dan Aykroyd doing cartoonish antics, and it cracks me up. I don't know why. Oh my god! Uh oh, here we go again. I've been on an Amtrak train when I was a kid. I haven't been on an Amtrak since I was 13. It's a good looking film too. Bob Clark knew how to direct a movie. Even his worst movies at least have some pretty good camera work and the cinematography. But we don't know. He's gonna do something crazy. And it doesn't shake the camera. Yeah, this action I can actually see it. Some of these action comedies they edit it so badly that I don't know what the hell is going on. Like in This Means War, I can't see what the hell is going. I told you he's a Looney Tune. He's a Looney Tune. He literally is the Roadrunner. It's beep beep. Yeah, that's why I love the Looney Tunes back in action. And that's why I love Space Jam 2, A New Legacy, because again, I grew up with those cartoons, guys, and it had personality. You have to jump. This one, they jump off the bridge. Yeah, they jump off the. Are you crazy? I'm like, yeah, that's every actor in Hollywood that tries to be funny. Unlike Kevin Hart, he thinks screaming is funny. It's not. Yeah, same to you. Yeah, this movie's a cartoon, and I love it. Rolling on the river. They just told Dan Aykroyd, just be a cartoon. Like, do every single cartoon that you've ever seen and any classic movies. Because he doesn't do any 90s stuff back in the 90s. You have what, like The Simpsons and the Flash TV show. My friend told me the Mario Brothers movie is terrible. Don't listen to him. It's a cult classic. It's laughable, but it makes me smile. I miss Bob Hoskins a lot. Yeah. A lot of people said that it's a terrible movie. It's just you can't stream it because it's not available on most streaming services because they're embarrassed by it. I'm like, yet Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat Annihilation, and Double Dragon get a streaming. They're on streaming services all the time, and I'm like, yeah, and they're horrible. I saw them, so I know. Even as a kid, I knew Double Dragon. That was not the game. The game was a bunch of guys beating up a bunch of thugs to get to a girlfriend at the end. There was nothing like that in the movie. It had nothing to do with a medallion. That was like surf ninjas. Another quiet scene. You can't make it. Also, I never played any of the Mario games. Wow, you're missing out, man. It's one of the most iconic video game franchises of all time. I'm still playing Mario Odyssey because it's a classic. Him going blue, 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 that makes me laugh. At least the chat is nice and quiet now. I told Little Sim to leave me alone, and he did. See, sometimes you got to listen to me because if you don't, I can't post comments. Good job ranting on Jungle Cruise. Yeah, I had to because that movie pissed me off. It was longer than this movie and it wasn't funny. The most laughable thing in the movie is the way Jesse Plemons dies. Who there was also Nazis in that movie too. He plays a Nazi and he gets killed like a Looney Tune. And I was like, what? Yeah, they dropped debris on him, and I'm like, it's laughable. It's not dark. It's laughable. I was laughing. Yeah, this movie's still funny. We're almost done. We got about 20 minutes left. At least the movie's short, so I'm glad I chose this one and not another 2-hour movie because my knees hurt afterwards. Women, well, we haven't seen enough of that in this movie. Wow. Semi-automatic. He has a lot of semi-automatic guns, yeah. Changing the Rambo, yeah, because the last Rambo movie at that time was Rambo 3, because 4 didn't come out till 2008. Yeah, like I said, the scene in the beginning with the forensics could have been shorter. Just that scene I thought was kind of pointless. It's to introduce the character, but once Dan Aykroyd becomes a cartoon, the movie gets really funny. Like I just laugh hysterically. It's almost done. I'm trying to quit. Yep, Kazoo time. This scene is pretty cool. Why do I like this movie more than like Rush Hour 2? Because Dan Aykroyd's not annoying in this movie. In other movies, he is. The last movie that was R rated like this that I laughed out loud was Nobody from last year. That wasn't for kids. We kill everybody. I want to go to the theater again and see another kids movie. Remember, I rage quit Mario Sunshine. Yeah, it's a hard game. It took me a long time to finish that, and I didn't even get all the shine sprites. Aribato? No, it sounds like he said arigato. It's funny. I know comedy is subjective, but this movie makes me laugh. Yeah, there's subtitles, but at the very end. Yeah, nobody uses tokens anymore. Everybody in New York City uses a Metro card. Also, post comment a Legged Freaks podcast. I'm respectful. Yeah, that was fun to do. Except, see how great this podcast is when there's nobody bothering me. Which train is that? I don't know. I haven't been on the train in a couple of weeks. So last time I went was on it was in fact, the S train. So it's basically a shuttle train. Yeah, it's a shuttle because the shuttle usually has an S on it. Yeah, the subway doesn't reverse because it's not a car. And this is before Speed came out. Rush Hour 2 so I'm not crazy about Rush Hour 2. I like some of the action. Sometimes I get a laugh or two. Maggie Q was completely wasted in that movie. She's in a cameo that she just gives Chris Tucker this weird look, and I'm like, yeah, and there's a reason why she never worked with him again. I just think Chris Tucker's annoying in that movie. Oh my god. My favorite one is still the first one. It's simple and it was a movie for its time. The second one just felt like the Chris Tucker hour, and this Jackie Chan is his sidekick. Jackie Chan is the best thing in those movies, all three of them. What's up, Iron Lantern? You just made it to the end. Yeah, the movie's about to end. We're in the third act where they're in New York City. I think it's New York City, yeah, because they went to Grand Central Station, which is in New York. So they were in Washington for most of the film. Drop it. My Spider Man producer, nobody. My Spider Man producer, I don't know what that means. Zolva. Surprised Arnold Schwarzenegger didn't do this movie because he was doing Kindergarten Cop. Another very fun movie from the 90s that I saw as a kid, and I was not supposed to because it was PG-13. I didn't know what that meant back in 1990. I didn't know what a PG-13 movie was until like the mid to late 90s. Yeah. Good stunt work. This movie doesn't get enough credit for the stunts. I can see them. There's no CGI. You don't have a CGI man coming out of a plane or a helicopter or through the train. No, now everything is it looks too computerized. It's not like this movie looks like a video game. Jungle Cruise I thought was worse. That movie made money and I don't know why. It's a bad Disney film based on a ride I've never been on. Haven't you heard The Flash? Yes, I know. They all got pushed to 2023. I don't want to talk about it. I'm upset about that because it's not fair. I was 8 months away from seeing The Flash, and now I got to wait another 15 months now in total. 8 months this year and six next year. So six, so like about 14 months because we're in March, but whatever. No, it is 15 months because we have 9 months left of this year. God, it's going to feel like forever, you know? Whipples. Thomas. Kylo Ren. Yep. Breaking the blocker with a freaking hammer or something. What is it? Watch. And Gene Hackman, for an older guy in this movie, he does pretty well physically. He actually can hold a gun and he's believable. There's the film. That's racist. Yep, that was a dumb cameo by whoever that was. Tobin Bell's cameo was better than that. At least he left an impact. Why do cops always have to point guns at other cops? That makes no sense. He's undercover, clearly. He's been wearing that jacket for most of the movie. A Redskins jacket, which again nowadays would be called racist. Don't get offended, Josh, or whoever is Native American descent out there. Do not get offended. That's what is on his jacket. Cookie Monster. And who's this actor again? I forgot. Is he German? He looks German. Yuck! He's doing Looney Tunes again. Yeah, I know. I know you're cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, Dan. You don't have to tell me. This sounds like a voice acting studio. That's Leon Rippey. He's an American actor. He's from Rock Hills, South Carolina. He's 72 years old. Wow. Good for him. You notice you don't see Dan Aykroyd; he's just doing voices. It makes me laugh. Oh, he got shot in the leg. Wow. That is an amazing shot, by the way. And films don't come in tin cans like that anymore because everything is digital now. So literally, a film you could put it on your phone. That's how small computers are now. Good actors, though. I do like the actors in this movie. Most of them. Some of them I miss. Like I said, Dom DeLuise, Robert Prosky. Giant is Phil Fagerbeck. You know, the voice of Patrick from SpongeBob. Shoot him. Yep. Chest shot. La. Yep. This is fun to watch again. I haven't seen the movie in a couple years. It is funny. Like it makes me laugh a lot. You guys saw me crack, just break into laughter when in the middle of the film. Oh, this footage. You think? That's Nancy Parsons. Yeah, she was in the Porky's movies. That was a good line. Yeah, that sounds cool. That sounds like a that sounds like a jackass stunt. Watch the ass. Oh man, I miss you, Dom, so much. I love you, man. Rest in peace, man. Out of my ears. At least he didn't die in the movie. That would have been upsetting because I love it so much. Yep, there's it. He's doing his episode because kids they love craziness. Kids watch SpongeBob SquarePants, which he does like 18 different voices. Mm-hmm. Wait, it's a fun movie. I really enjoy it. Dom DeLuise is a big part of why I enjoy this film because as much as Gene Hackman and Dan Aykroyd also make me laugh, he's good. He was always good. Even in a bad movie, his voice alone, it, you know, I miss him, man. Every day I miss him. Hmm. Thanks, Tom. I know he died a long time ago. I think it was 2008 or 2009, but he's always missed, man. Whenever I hear his voice, it makes me smile because he was such a good actor and so funny and such a talent. And his son's awesome as well. Ouch. Yeah, they both acted crazy in other movies. That was fun. An hour and 32 minutes. Thanks, guys, for making me laugh. I needed some laughs after the year that I've had so far. Let's unplug this. And yeah, that was Loose Cannons. Yeah, very underrated '90s film. Bob Clark, yet another rest in peace. By the way, don't ever be ashamed. You never have to be ashamed of this movie. You've done worse, but you've also done a lot better. But I don't hate this movie. If you've never seen it, I would recommend you watching it at least once. You'll probably get a laugh out of it. It's a lot better than any woke comedies we get today. I can say that without question. So that was Loose Cannons. It's one of the two films on this Mill Creek release. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for being respectful in the chat. I really needed that because, again, it's been a very rough year for me so far in 3 months of winter, cold, and boredom and isolation and getting that Moderna booster shot. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks a lot. Bye.